Alright, in this lesson I'm going to finish chapter 9, and what I'm really going to try to do is I'm going to try to complete the last 2 tutorials, and I'm going to get as far as I can, time allowing, of the last tutorial that I'm requiring you guys to work on, and most likely I'll be finishing as an exercise in class, but I'll try to go quick. So let me just continue on the idea of making these associative or instance features, so where we copy these three-dimensional geometries, but now instead of doing it as an extrusion, let me do it as a hull. So let's create a hull. So let's go to create a hull. I'm going to create a hull on the surface of this object. This is something that we did in the previous tutorials. You guys can redo it if you like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this as I'll just keep this particular hole here just to show you guys as an example, and we'll use it at, we'll say the hole diameter is 1/4 of an inch, let's say, and we'll click OK. So there's the hole. What I'm going to want to do now is I want to do, again, create an associative copy, and let's create an instance feature. Again, we're going to click circular array, and we're going to select the hole, and let's say the number of holes we want to make in this case is 8, and let's go ahead and make the hole around the whole distance of this surface, so 360 divided by 8. All I'm going to do now, or I can place this along the z-axis here, so we can select datum axis and we can place it along the z-axis, and you can see how the holes will be created on the surface. So we can click yes. So you can see that now we use this tool to create holes on this particular object, and we might want to specify some of the more dimensions of these holes, because if they're repeated several times, some error may occur. But yeah, I think you guys get the point of this creation of these copying of these geometries on these shapes. Okay. So one of the last things I want to talk about for you guys to learn is the mirror feature. Okay, we can really create a mirror image of a particular drawing. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch something here. So let's go ahead and sketch a geometry that's given in the text. So just like we always do, we'll start off with the rough. We'll start off with a rough drawing, and then we'll get to be more precise as we add our constraints. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some dimensions on this thing. This should be 2. Oh no, that's not 2 inches. Let me go ahead and delete this dimension. Let's make this dimension from the top here to the bottom line. Let's make this one 2 inches. Okay. Next dimension we need to add is from this top point to this point here. This distance should be 2.25. Okay. And we'll do one last dimension where we have the angle. Let's do an angular dimension between the y-axis and this point, and this should be 60 degrees. Okay. So I think that should be what we need for this particular sketch. I think that matches all the dimensions that I see in your text. Once we're done with this, let's go ahead and extrude the sketch point, or extrude this half half of 1 inch, okay? Half of an inch, okay? Now we're gonna start applying some of the other things that we learned before. So let's go ahead and do a edge blend, and the edge blend that we're going to use is half an inch on the 2 corners that are here, okay? So let's go ahead and apply edge blend. So it's detail feature, edge blend, and we'll select this edge, and I want this to be half an inch edge blend. Select this one, and also as a half an inch edge blend, and we'll click OK. So now you see we smooth the corners. Next thing we'll do is we'll create a hole somewhere on the surface here with a diameter of 0.38. So let's go ahead and just create, so this is where we want it on the surface. And it doesn't really specify in the text where it is, so we'll just pick that location and we'll click that the diameter should be, and so we'll finish the sketch and we'll set the diameter as 0.38 for this hole, and we'll say OK. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to insert a associative copy, and in this case we're going to click a mirror body option. Okay, so we'll select the body that we want to do, and then we'll select the plane that we want to mirror it across. And the plane I want to mirror it across is this plane here. Okay, so let's select the Y axis, or this plane here that we want to do it across. Okay, between the Y and the Z axes. So when we click OK, you guys see that we've made a perfect mirror of this other side of this object. But the last couple minutes here, I want to start the last tutorial, and what we'll do is we'll continue project 9.9.5 in class, and we'll do that as an in-class exercise. And what it really is, it combines all of the features of our previous projects into one example for us to follow. Okay? So let's go ahead and start it. So we'll click a new one. And I'll show you one of what should be one of the final finished products of it. I'll take a couple minutes here trying to start the sketch with you guys. And we'll, again, like I said, we'll just continue it in class. For this particular project, I want to create it in millimeters. Just change it a little bit. And we'll go ahead and start a new sketch. And let's create a couple circles here. I think one of the circles they have has a diameter of 30. The other circle has a diameter of 50. Okay. I believe that there's the distance between the two center points they have is set as 90. So we can go ahead and set some of these conditions. So that will better fit what we need. Okay, and there's a couple arcs here that we need to apply. So we'll go ahead and draw some. We'll go ahead and try that one more time. And this one goes from here to here. Okay, and we can apply some of the constraints that we have. So the angle between these two, we want these two to be tangent to one another. Same constraint here. Okay. Same constraint here as well. And we want these to be tangent. Okay, we can set the radius of these. Radius of these two objects, we can set this one as 75. Okay, and we'll set the radius of this one as, I believe in the text it says 100. Okay, now the diameter of this got really large, so we need to really just constrain this to be 50. And you see it's starting to take shape now of what's in our textbook. Time-wise, I'm just about out of time. But I think what you see is once you finish dimensionalizing it, is we'll trim these, and we'll go ahead and finish this sketch. And you should get some kind of shape like this. What we'll do is we're going to extrude this shape, and we can extrude it some distance that we choose. I don't know, I can set, let me say 50 millimeters we can extrude it by. Okay? And what we're going to do is, below this axis, we're going to create another type of plane that's a curved plane, and we're going to use that to cut this particular body. And when we cut the body, we're going to end up with the shape Let me show you something that we should end up with. So when you guys are done with this tutorial, we should end up with something like this. Okay? So this is what the goal is of the project, and it adds the features of shell. It adds some of the trimming features and edge blend and face blends, and it really combines a lot of these features that we've used to make it into a really nice looking shape. Okay, so I'll see you guys in class, and that's the end of chapter 9. We're going to start chapter 12 next week.